Now you've had your chance to summarize Kilpatrick's argument, Kilpatrick's evaluation of the debate, and please do it in writing, because you're going to lose a lot of the educational value of if you are simply doing it in your head, because I'm not there to check it, that you're doing it. You know, you're a mature person in college. Do the work so it'll help you. But what I want to suggest is, let's try to figure out exactly what Kilpatrick's points are. And I'm going to suggest an approach to evaluating his points. That is, I think we ought to figure out what his conclusion is. Based on that, summarize the points he's making, and consider whether these points are relevant, whether they support the conclusion. Okay, so let's turn to what he has to say. The conclusion that he comes to, I think, is pretty straightforward. I mean, when the title of his article was Bush on Points, it's that Bush won the debate. And in fact, he tells us in the course of the article, I put it in parentheses, I scored it 12-8 for Bush. So winning a debate he regards as being like an athletic event, like a boxing match. You get a score, and the guy who has the highest score wins. And now the reasons that he cites are, and don't get a little concerned, I'm starting in the order in which I found them, not necessarily the order that I'm ultimately going to arrange them in, which is the way the slide is arranged. Well, Bush was an appealing candidate. That's why he won. He doesn't take himself too seriously, he says, which is supposed to be why he's appealing. He had this maxim, don't take yourself too damn seriously. He said Bush was more relaxed. Bush was more confident. And he contrasts that with Dukakis, who was not a very appealing candidate. Why? He didn't show that he had a sense of humor. He takes himself too seriously. He says, Dukakis was composed, very articulate, but he seemed to be repeating memorized lines. That is, he was like a robot. He saw no human emotion. So it looks like what Kilpatrick is telling us is Bush was the winner because, and I think there's kind of a general principle, which I listed here as number one, debates provide an opportunity for voters to decide if they'd feel comfortable if the candidate were the president. His quote was, do you trust him to do the right thing? And kind of a similar point or a related point is the presidential debate is not for understanding the candidate's position on the issues. That is, I think, and certainly Kilpatrick's, the point that he makes in that regard seems to be correct. That is, you pretty much understand what the candidate's positions are long before they go and have this debate. So that's where Kilpatrick stands. That's his assessment, his